Hi Ryan.
Bonjour Thomas.
Hi. So Ryan Combs is the Executive Director for the Research Triangle Regional Partnership, member of the French-American Chamber of Commerce, and he's going to talk to us about his personal career and his activity.
Great.
Let's introduce yourself.
Okay. As Thomas mentioned, my name is Ryan Combs. I'm the Executive Director of the Research Triangle Regional Partnership. This is a position that I've held for about 3 years now. Prior to that, I started my career in Washington, D.C. as an intern at the White House in 2002. I worked for 2 U.S. senators and the former governor of North Carolina before assuming the position here at the RTRP.
Great. And why did you choose to go to RTRP? What's your interest?
Well, this was just a great opportunity for me. This was an opportunity for me to leverage all of the relationships that I've built over my professional career. It gave me an opportunity to work with new people and great people, people like yourself and the French American Chamber, really get to know just a whole new set of people. It was a new challenge for me. And it was a great way for me to help grow my community and my state that I love so much.
Great. So as RTRP, what are your goals? What is your mission?
So the mission of the RTRP, we're 11 counties. We're a regional economic development organization. And our primary goal here is to market the strengths of this 11 county region in external markets. And early on, I really realized that internationally, North Carolina as a state has done a very bad job of promoting ourselves. We're raised in North Carolina not to talk about ourselves, but in some ways you have to do that. And so what I really wanted to do was bolster the image and the brand of the Research Triangle region in international markets.
Great. So let's talk about France. What is your personal love story with France, and why did you decide to focus on France?
Sure. Well, I mean, France, obviously, I've been there several times in my private life and just fell in love with the country the first time I went. But from a business standpoint, you have to look at numbers. France has the third largest GDP in Europe. I know also in 2019, they were the #1 recipient of foreign direct investment in all of Europe. So you can tell that the country's really growing. They're a great trade partner, not only to the United States, but North Carolina. I know in North Carolina, our trade relationship's about $3.5 billion annually. Also, French companies here in North Carolina, like bioMérieux and Durham, they are the third largest employer. So French-owned companies are the third largest international employer in North Carolina. So we certainly have a strong existing relationship with them. The second factor was the fact that we have a direct daily flight on Delta Airlines between Raleigh-Durham and Charles de Gaulle in Paris. That's a very important thing for us to have. It definitely sets us apart from other communities, and we wanted to leverage the flight that we had. And then third, what I really want to talk about was just what I've learned and experienced since my time in this role of really kind of understanding the country and seeing why there's so many great similarities that we need to capitalize on. The first thing I noticed is the incredible universities that are all over Paris. And those universities are producing great talent that's fueling a really thriving startup scene all over France. Places like Station F and Paris & Co. In Paris and H7 in Lyon. Those are just some of the places that we visited so far. And it reminds me so much of HQ Raleigh and American Underground in Durham. You also have great research centers like CEA. I was fortunate to visit when I went to Grenoble. I mean, they work very closely with industry, just like our 3 Tier 1 research universities right here in the Triangle do. So another place for us to find collaboration opportunities. Then you have great bioclusters like Lyon Biopole and Genopole. They're just like the North Carolina Biotech Center, a lot of synergies there. And then great technology park. I was fortunate to visit Sophia Antipolis in Nice last summer and realized all of the similarities between that place and the Research Triangle Park. So there's just so many different avenues and places where we could work together, and it's exciting to try to build on those collaborations.
Yeah, and the idea is to create connection between French ecosystem and Triangle ecosystem and to attract company from them and to support local company to go to France.
That's right.
That's right. So you support the French Tech and the French American Chamber of Commerce. So why did you support this organization, our organization?
Sure. So easy answer for that was Mary Claire's leadership at French American Chamber. She was one of the first people I met. And like I've said earlier, Mary Claire made it vocal that France was kind of being neglected. I mean, all these economic development organizations are pouring money and resources in countries like Germany. And France is, I just explained, France really has it going on, and people are just really not noticing. It's kind of like the story of North Carolina. People just don't know what's going on here. So you have to go and see for yourself. So Mary Claire was crucial in setting up great meetings for us, exposing us to France and letting us know there's things going on, especially outside of Paris, which I feel the pain of all these communities, just like us in North Carolina, when people in France want to talk about New York and Boston and San Francisco and don't even know what's happening in North Carolina. And so I really appreciate all the exposure that we've been given because of the French American Chamber and their partnership.
Thank you, Ryan. You are an amazing ambassador and amazing commercial for our organization. So thank you and see you soon.
All right. Au revoir.
Au revoir.